On this episode of Good Luggage, we're going to look at this BMW M4 Competition in black. This car has been with us last year, I think near enough to the day last year. So it's been a while since we've actually gotten a chance to wash this again. Today we're going to do an interior and exterior wash on this car. A couple of things that are going to be shown in this video is the difference that snow foam can make. A little experiment showing you, outlining the difference between using snow foam and not using snow foam. What snow foam can actually do during your washing methods. We're also going to show you the Colourlock method, which is a leather cleaner with some serious 50-50 results on the grey leather. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for all your comments so far on the previous videos. It's quite hard setting up a channel and trying to start a channel, but appreciate all those who have hit that subscribe button and the bell notifications. I realise there's a number of people that are watching the videos but are not hitting the subscribe button, so please, if you get the chance, do so before the video is out or even after the video. Okay, sit back and enjoy the BMW M4 Competition exterior and interior detail. Hi guys, you're very welcome back to another Good Luggage vlog. Today we're doing a maintenance wash and an interior clean out on this BMW M4 Competition. On the exterior we're going to obviously concentrate on most of, obviously the whole car is dirty, so we're just going to do basic maintenance wash and going to finish it off with a bit of G-Technic C2 V2. On the inside then we're going to do a complete hoover, wipe down, dress all the areas, but we're going to pay particular concentration on the leather seats in particular, and the leather steering wheel and handbrake. So the seats have been, like, obviously it's a grey colour seat, grey colour leather seat. The leather has taken on an awful lot of dirt. My buddy here who owns this is actually working in the garage, just constantly in and out of a garage. It's not actually a mechanic or anything like that, but he is constantly dealing with the garage environment, so bringing that dirt into a grey leather doesn't really go well together. So we're going to tidy it up, touch it up, and hopefully have it back looking fairly as close to new as possible. So for the wheel section of this wash, I'm going to bring out the big guns. I'm going to be using Built Amber Surfax HD, dilute down 10:1 for the tyres and the arches. I'm also going to be using Auto Wheel for the actual rims themselves, which will obviously clean the rims, but also has some iron fallout properties there within the auto wheel itself. And for the brushes, as regards lubricity, as John from Forensics calls it, we're going to be using AM bubbles then. So let's go and see how it goes. Just while I see it there, give an example of snow foam, exactly what it does and what the benefits are of it. Obviously you're going for a contactless wash initially, and at the minute what I'm doing is I am rinsing off any sort of excess dirt that's there, and this should show a good example of what it does. So going for the license plate here, spraying the power washer, then see what it does afterwards with the snow foam. So watch this. Okay, so license plate, you still see if I just go like that. So the power washer doesn't get that off, so let's see what the snow foam will do. Okay, so purposely didn't go over the license plate with the brush or anything like that, just so we can see what it does here now. So, ready to rinse? Let's go. Mark is still there. Mark is gone. That's exactly what snow foam is doing for your car then. Okay, so this car has had a ceramic coating in the past. It was nearly a year to the day since I've last washed it, and the last time I did it I put Colourlock 845 on it, and obviously you can see the protection is kind of gone on it now. The water is just staying on the car there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a bit of G-Technic C2V3, which comes recommended as a drying aid. It's also a good product to use after a ceramic coating as a future protector again. So I'm going to use this as the drying aid, and hopefully it'll come up nice and clean then. Okay, so the interior is in reasonable nick, just needs a good spruce up. I think in the long run, washing all the carpets would be a great idea, but as I said, today we're just going with a hoover and clean all the dashes, all the trims and stuff, and we're going to give the leather a bit of a scene to. It's cream leather. We're going to do a 50-50 as well. I'll show you the difference today. We're going to be using the Colourlock system, so using a strong cleaner and then a conditioner afterwards, just to rehydrate the leathers then after that. So let's go. Okay, I've shown you earlier how dirty the leather was. Now it's time to put Colourlock to the test. Now there's obviously loads and loads of dirt here. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. The likes of this here, I'm not quite sure if that's a lot of cracking or something, so it might actually, I don't think it'll fix that, but it might clean it up a little bit, so we'll wait and see. But the majority of it, hopefully, will do a good job. Okay, so there's a couple of things to note from that that cleanup, that wash. I suppose following on from doing the wash, a couple of little pointers, learning outcomes from the whole thing. One is to ask about the last time that it was waxed or polished. I knew myself that previously, I actually looked back on my phone just to see the last pictures that I took, that it was actually near enough a year to the day since I last put the Colourlock 845 onto the panels. I didn't know if it had been done in the meantime or how it has been washed in the meantime. Therefore, I have been calling this, I suppose, a maintenance wash up as far as now. But it's not really a maintenance wash, is it? Because you're not maintaining anything. There is no coating there that's on the panels or anything like that. I haven't asked the person, or I haven't asked the client what they've coated the vehicle with, or what sort of protection has been used on the vehicle. So in theory, from after washing the car, you could see that there was actually no protection. There was no wax, there was no sheeting, there was no beading or anything like that going on. So clearly it was an unprotected car. Therefore, you're not maintaining anything. So in theory, it's a deep clean, or it's a proper clean-up wash. So I suppose the first thing would be to ask the owner what sort of protection is on the car. Following on from washing the car, it's definitely clear then you do have to wash the car to see exactly what sort of defects are in the car, what's there. Again, because I didn't get any information on the protection, after washing the car I knew that there was definitely no protection because the water was just staying on the panels. So you clearly have to have do the wash process first to see all that may be wrong with the panels. So don't judge a car, don't say you can detail a car, you can do this and you can do that for a car without washing it first. Is one of the big pointers, I think. So knowing that this car had been ceramic coated in the past, now it was a year since I put 845 on it, just as like a top up as such, but I think it was a further, March of that year, a further 9 months prior to me putting Colourlock on it, that the car was actually ceramic coated. So I'd say it's nearly a year and a half, it's nearly 2 years I suppose since the car was ceramic coated. To me, in my head, again going back to the knowing more about the car and when it was done or what was done to it, I presumed in my head that okay, C2V3 from G-Technic is a good reviver of ceramic coatings, so you should use it following a ceramic coating. It revives the ceramic coating that's been put onto the car. So that's one of the reasons why I bought C2V3, is to deal with ceramic coated cars. Having said that, it was in my head all along to use C2V3. After washing the car I realised that there was nothing on it, but I still went ahead and used it. I possibly shouldn't have used that. Maybe I should have used something else, because that's it. Well, for one, it's a pricey enough product, but maybe something else might have done in the meantime, like a good detailer or a good wax or something like that, maybe just or a quick wax or something. I suppose C2V3 it's handy. It actually looks well after the car has been cleaned anyway and dried up. It does actually create a little bit of gloss on the car, and it does add a good bit of protection. Look, I don't think I needed to use the C2V3. As I said, I just presumed ceramic coated about 2 years ago. When I think about it, it was ceramic coated about 2 years ago. There's nothing left on it, but I just still had it in my head to use C2V3. So I think that was a little bit of a mistake. Maybe I should have used something else. Yeah, another point on this one was I completely underestimated, because I've never done a full real leather interior clean. I've used a couple of other bits and bobs with other brands like Dr. Leather wipes before, just kind of wiping down leathers. But today, because I was using the Colourlock system, so the strong cleaner and the shield, I think it's called, I completely underestimated the amount of time that it would take to actually do leather interior using the system. The seats were very, very dirty, and it took an awful long time. So the time frame that I'd given to the owner of the car, as I said, I'd do it in the morning, or I'd do it from 9 till 1, or give or take 2 o'clock. But I found myself kind of going a little bit further after that then as well. It's just that leather was particularly tough to tackle. Yeah, between the seats and the steering wheel and everything like that, I just completely underestimated my time frame on that one. So I suppose knowing my times, do a bit of practice, have a day to do a certain job or task like the leather seats, and learn how long it is actually going to take to do leather seats and how to clean them properly. Time management is a big thing when it comes to detailing. Knowing the time it's actually going to take to complete a job is one thing that I would look at for the future then. So hopefully you enjoyed that video of the BMW M4 Competition. It's a car that I really like working on. I just think the car is fantastic. It's a beautiful car in the first place, but I think the black really just pops once it's all cleaned up and looking very well. It really just pops. Added with the grey interior, it's just the whole lot it's a lovely little package. Please don't hesitate to give the video a like. Also, if you could subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. It just helps the channel grow that little bit further and more and more. There's also a little bell notification beside it. If you click that and hit all, you'll get a notification every time I release a video. This is going to be the last video of 2020. It's been an interesting year. Trying to figure out whether or not I should be setting up a business is is a funny time because of this whole pandemic and the global crack that's going on and stuff like that. It's really hard to decide whether or not it is the right time to open a business or not, with all this constantly opening and closing. Are you an essential service? Are you not an essential service? How could you class yourself as an essential service? Could you introduce ozone into a car and do ozone sanitization in cars, which therefore would be good for nurses and good for doctors and good for patients and traveling and all that sort of stuff? Does that make you an essential service, or does it not? You know, it's just very hard to figure out whether you should open up a business or not in these current times. Hopefully 2021 will bring a few new adventures to the forefront. I have a number of ideas coming up for 2021 and I'm kind of hard at work in the background on doing a couple of tests, but unfortunately the tests take that little while to get accurate results as such. So looking forward to getting those videos out. I hope you have a happy new year. Enjoy the festivities. I know it's going to be at home. It's going to be a weird one, but listen, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.